Could I have reviewed The Great Gatsby this weekend? Yeah, review The Great... Nah, because you know what? Next week is Star Trek Into Darkness, so let's talk about some Star Trek, shall we? Alright, to say the least, guys, I am a pretty huge fan of Star Trek. Starting from the original series, which is what I grew up on, all the way to, some of the newer stuff. Not all of it, though, which is why I'm here today to talk to you about Star Trek. Leading up to Star Trek Into Darkness, why not review the other Star Trek movies? Star Trek, the motion picture. That's a pretty definitively epic title, saying it's the motion picture. Anyways, so Star Trek the motion picture takes place, after the crew. It's been a while. They're getting older, which I thought was an interesting element that they would play that up, that they're getting a little older. And they keep getting this signal out in space that's dangerous, and so let's go get it because you're the Enterprise and you're Captain Kirk and you are awesome. Now, strangely enough, wearing these weird tights for their uniform. Weird, I know. They go out there and have one slow adventure. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm a huge Star Trek fan, but this one, seriously... I mean, seriously, if you like shots that are about as intense as this for about 10 minutes. I mean, there is a shot that honestly goes on for about 15 minutes of them loading into the space dock. So to say the least, this one's not exactly the fast-paced, high adrenaline rush experience you're looking for. This one is more along the lines of, it's slow and we're going to try and replicate 2001: A Space Odyssey. Honestly, I have to have a reason to watch Star Trek the motion picture. There's never just a day where I'm like, oh hey, I'm gonna plop in Star Trek the motion picture. The final climax is incredibly disappointing. The beginning is painfully slow. I think the most interesting part is when they have that little snafu with warp, and that just is kind of weak to me. I think it was just trying to capitalize on the popularity growth of science fiction, so they were like, well shoot, let's bring Star Trek back into the mix. Which I'm glad they did because it spawned forth other sequels, but I felt like they were trying really, really hard to be almost theological in a way. So, I mean, it's acted like any other Star Trek. It's got the guy from Seventh Heaven in it. He's there. It's ultimately one of the weaker entries, and I'm glad I can start my review with it, but it's just so long, drawn out, boring. And you really are like, is this what... If newcomers came in on Star Trek the Motion Picture, they'd sit there and say, is this what people are so into at conventions, cosplaying? And it isn't. This isn't Star Trek. It's not Star Trek. It is guy throwing Star Trek characters into a 2001: A Space Odyssey mix. So ultimately, it is a weak entry. It's an annoying experience. If I saw this in the theaters at midnight, I would be very disappointed. I'm gonna score this movie as a 60% because it really is weak. Alright guys, stay tuned. I'm gonna be uploading this probably all on the same day, so check more on MP27 Reviews. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Do you like that I'm doing these lead-up movies to some of these bigger event seasons that I kind of would like to do more of? Don't forget to like and subscribe and you'll be seeing more of them.